Hey, I'm Matthew Moscoviak from CNET, and today we're taking a look at the NAD D3020. This is a compact stereo integrated amplifier that's currently selling for $500. The NAD is a sleek looking piece of equipment. It's wonderfully compact, standing just 2.3 inches tall, and you have the option to use it lying flat or turned up on its side. There are no buttons on the front, but when you power it on, the front panel display lights up with crisp white lettering. There are two touch-sensitive buttons on the side for power and selecting inputs, and that's not an ideal location for the buttons, but you're usually going to be using the remote anyway. The coolest thing is that if you're willing to go with a stereo setup instead of surround sound, this small box can replace a full-size AV receiver, and it'll end up looking a lot better in your TV cabinet. Now, unlike a lot of integrated amps, the remote has a nice size to it and it's comfortable to hold. The only problem is that the button labels are the same color as the buttons, which makes them very difficult to see, especially in a dim home theater. On the upside, you can turn the amp on and off via the remote, which is actually a feature that's missing from a lot of competitors. Around back are the audio inputs, including 2 digital inputs, an analog input, and 1 mixed-use input that can function either as an analog input or an optical input, as long as you have the right adapter cable. Now, that's plenty of connectivity, even for living room use, as long as you use your TV to switch between devices and connect the TV's audio output right to the amp. Even better, the NAD also has built-in Bluetooth, with support for the better-sounding aptX codec, so it's dead simple to wirelessly stream audio from nearly any mobile device. It's also nice that there's a dedicated subwoofer output on the back, so you can use the D3020 in a 2.1 speaker setup without too much fuss. You'll also notice there's a USB input, so you can directly connect a computer. And if you have the right software, this amp can also support high-resolution audio files. We also had resident audiophile Steve Guttenberg give the NAD a listen, and he was seriously impressed. He compared it head-to-head with the TIAC AH01, and the NAD consistently came out on top with a more natural sound and a better defined soundstage. Both amps sound great and have plenty of power for most living rooms, but the NAD definitely had the edge in our subjective listening tests. The only major issue with the D3020 is the price. $500 feels a little expensive, especially when you can get the full-size Sony STR DN840 for $400, and that has 6 HDMI inputs plus built-in Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and AirPlay. But ultimately, you're paying for the D3020's compact design and simplicity, and we think that's a worthwhile trade-off for many buyers that just don't want to deal with the hassle of a full-size AV receiver and don't need surround sound. So if you're convinced that a compact integrated amplifier is the right choice for your living room, the NAD D3020 is the one to get, with a sleek design, a great set of features, and excellent sound quality. I'm Matthew Moscoviak, and this is the NAD D3020.